Hello, all my lovely people. Welcome to episode 32, I believe I said it. Yep, episode 32, preemptively titled Enter the Feywild. Now that we've officially determined that that is where you are, and the fuckery that is to come, here we are. So, if you guys just want to do a quick introduction of yourself and your characters, hopefully the last week, big things coming for the viewers, but I don't want to spoil it. Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. I am currently playing Michelangelo. I am a Tortillan monk. Um, Way of the Mercy, in case anybody's wondering. Um, Michelangelo's goals are pretty simple. He is out to find his friend Godric.
All right, Pam.
Hello, I'm Pam. I'm playing Holly or Miss Holly, as they like to call me. I am a half-elf sorcerer, and apparently no, I did. I crashed the ship, so now we're just trying to find ways to hopefully fix it as fast as we can and keep on moving. That's the plan, at least, unless we die first. We'll see.
All righty, Eric.
Muted.
Can't hear you, bud. Nope. We'll come back around to you. Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Bitch Chivalry, the Azamar Paladin, uh, stepdaddy to Miss Holly, apparently. And I'm just looking forward to getting home and for once bringing a new child to my wife just to see how that goes.
How do you like it? All right, I look forward to that one. Max.
Hello, I am Yindris Nightclaw, the Eldritch Knight fighter dragonborn guy with the Shadow Mastiff who says, "Hey."
I like it. Eric, did you get it sorted there?
Oh, I hope so.
There you are.
All
Love to
right.
hear your lovely
I'm
voice.
playing Lily, the reformed pirate barbarian, way of the beast. And I just want to eat some Feywild shit, like maybe like a fairy dragon or Sasquatch, even could be good. Just I want to know what's out there. Sasquatch is a fairy, by the way, just so you know. He is fey.
All right. Sounds good. A couple honorable mentions there. We've got the ship's crew consisting of the three treeborns, dwarven druids of variety, who live and work on the ship indefinitely, as long as they keep getting paid, of course. Um, we have
I think I
Quartermaster.
paid him for a few months in advance.
I do believe so. I believe it was
So,
three, if I remember correctly.
yeah,
Um,
so I better not be hearing about no complaints about pay.
they did also ask for a raise, given the tomfuckery that's been going on the last few sessions.
Hey, they
No,
got a
I think
huge fucking bonus.
I was going to say, I think
Huge
Fitz
bonus.
was the one who said they needed the bonus or a raise.
Yeah, one it was brought up at one point, but I know you
Yeah,
guys.
for sure.
I have all faith you will take care of your crew. Uh, we have B, the auto gnome quartermaster, with his little tricorn hat there. Zoom in
My
on
other
that.
child.
It's fucking gorgeous. I love it. And of course, we have Trevor the tree ent, who, after ripping through that portal, is not feeling too hot right now. He has been unconscious since your arrival. But that's where
That
we
would
are.
be my attachment.
Yeah. So well,
You're,
Godric's
you,
attachment. You can't just say my anymore. So
oh yeah, you're right. You're right. No, you're absolutely right, Godric. Yeah.
so just real quick backstory. Finally made it through the Astral Sea. Made a way through. Hey, thanks for the follow there, Rugger. Finally made it out of the Astral Sea. Went through the tear, and due to, we'll call it, a bad chance of luck, ended up into the Feywild, crashing into the land, and you can see what happened to the ship here. It is not pretty. That first day in the Feywild was spent collecting yourselves, taking note of your inventory,
Mhm.
surviving the first night, which consisted of some lycanthropy cursed individuals attacking the crew and the ship. You survived a beautiful funeral, well, humble funeral was held by Fitz in the trees, and then you finished out the night getting yourselves that full rest you all wanted, which I gave you last week already, so we're good there. Willie, you are on the last watch of the night, so everything I'm about to say does not apply to you in any way, shape, or form, unless it gets brought up to you. Let's start with Miss Holly. Pam, this applies to you and you only. So everything I'm about to say, none of the rest of you have any clue about. I was gonna ask you to
Okay.
leave camera for a minute to kind of like make it mysterious, but it's Miss Holly. I'm pretty confident she's gonna fill you in at some point, anyways. So just make sure we don't metagame on it. Miss Holly, as you finally drift off to sleep after the battle that occurred the night before, you dream of a dark place. Pitch black, silvery wisps of smoke coming off the ground. An endless, noiseless void. And you find yourself walking for what seems like days until you finally come upon what appears a hooded figure in the distance carrying a lamp. So you just kind of see a silhouette of a humanoid figure ahead of you, and like one of those old school lamps where it's hanging on the end of the crooked stick, and just kind of walking around.
How far away is the distance?
100, 150 feet.
I'm gonna talk to it.
Okay.
I'm gonna get close a little bit and say, "Hello? Who are you?"
You see the figure turn and face your direction. Finally, and starts making its way towards you. As it gets closer and closer, you can see that this figure is completely hooded. You can't make out a race, you can't make out a face. There's no determinable language that it's speaking. I mean, it's speaking common, but you don't like make out any specific dialect or accent or anything. At long last, I found you.
I'm gonna step away, backing off, and say, "Who are you?"
No, 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 please, please don't run. I don't mean to frighten you. I've been searching for you for some time. You are, you are the legacy.
The legacy. I don't know what you're talking about. Who are you? Like, take off your hood so I can see you better.
Who I am does not matter, my dear. Just know that you are important. Your heritage is important. And one day soon, all will be revealed. Stay safe, stay alive. So much depends on you and your power.
Wait, don't go.
And he disappears into the black. Or it. She.
No, where are you? And I'm gonna start running a little bit, trying to see if I can see the shadow. Is it like
As you start to take off running, uh, the end of your dream happens, and that is the point when you would wake up and become conscious.
I'm just gonna look around like, did I really, really dream this? Or was this really like, did this happen?
As you look around, you do catch a glance of Michelangelo, and you can see that his form is slightly corporeal. He's kind of like fading just a little bit. But with that, we're gonna cut over to everyone else. Eric, can you hear me? Oh, you're not awake. Sorry, or you're not asleep. It doesn't apply to you. Everybody else. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot
Are
my
those
own
bacon
notes.
pajamas? Sorry.
Sorry. Everybody else, as you dream. For the record, Mike, this does not apply to Godric. It only applies to Mikey. As you guys dream, it's what's the best way to describe it? Y'all seen The Mummy 2 when the kid puts on the bracelet and it shows the image of him like traveling across the desert at super speed or flying over the desert at super speed? That's kind of what you see, but it's traveling through a Feywild forest and through mountains and a swamp and back through a forest again before hitting a maze. And that just kind of plays on repeat over and over while you're asleep. And then you all wake up, with the exception of Willie, because he's already awake.
That was interesting.
Let me clarify, this was not a shared dream amongst you. So you're not aware that you all had the same dream.
Oh, true. I'm just gonna look at Michelangelo and say, the weirdest thing just happened to me.
So as you turn to talk to him, you see him start to wake up, and as he wakes up, the corporealness of his physical body solidifies, and he stops like blinking is the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
I'll give you the what shrug?
I I think I think I had a dream, but it felt real. I saw someone.
He
Well, I didn't
points at a
see
rock.
someone.
The-
Like no, like a black shadowy figure. I couldn't see him. It was like a black shadow that was kind of talking to me, saying that she found me finally. And when I asked what it was, it said that it didn't matter who it was. What mattered was that he needed to kind of make me aware that I was like a legacy of something somehow. I don't even know. I grew up in an orphanage. I don't know. Maybe I just dreamt this. Maybe I'm just going delusional with everything that happened. And then I woke up and he left or she left. I don't know. And it said that soon I'll have answers, but maybe I just need more sleep and rest. It's just been a rough couple of days. I don't know. Maybe I'm just imagining things, but it felt very, very real. I don't know if it was a dream or I don't know.
well,
And then Holly just sits there like confused as ever, just sitting. She's just like sitting, like confused.
Eric, make a perception check for me. Oof. Okay. Anybody else doing anything as you immediately wake up?
well, I mean, Michelangelo's gonna get up and kind of watch, see what everybody's doing.
As you all start to wake up from your dream-filled nights. You hear off in the trees to the west a little bit a shrieky sort of voice. Ah, looks like you all had a rough run of it.
I'll get up off the ground. I was laying down ground there. Be like, just something to eat.
What was that last bit? You're a little cloudy.
I'll be like, oh, is this something to eat? I was kind of like say that to myself as I'm looking around.
Well, I hope you won't eat me. I wouldn't eat you.
Michelangelo will definitely stand up and step over by Willie there.
Okay. As you walk over there, you notice up in a tree a little bit to the west, if it'll work. Hold on. I don't know if you hold up. Visibility. There we go. Should be able to see it now. You see a token in the tree there. You're straight to the left, Willie and Mike.
Do not.
Oh, what the hell? Bear with me.
Is that one of those hoping?
Okay. While I'm trying to figure this out, it's a humanoid-looking rabbit. Why the hell won't it?
No.
Fitz, you would recognize this as a herringon because your first mate is a herringon.
Right, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, so you definitely recognize immediately.
I think the name suits it because it was here and now it's gone.
I still see it.
You guys see
I
that?
don't see anything.
What the hell? Anything?
Negatory.
I see two of them.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. I'm going to try something. Oh, yeah. So I closed the map and reopened it. Now I see two.
We've been having that issue for a while there. There we go. There's only supposed to be one, so we're going to get rid of that. But you see this herringon. He's sitting about 20 feet up in the tree, kind of perched on the branch. Got a small spear and a bola type weapon with it.
I wave.
I'll walk up
It
next
waves
to.
back. Go ahead, Eric.
I'll just walk up next to Michelangelo and I'll kind of look at him. I'll be like, "You think we should try to eat it?"
I'll just smirk at you.
It hops down off the tree. It just kind of comes walking up, and you can see it stands maybe 3.5 feet tall, super tiny, about as tall as a gnome, for reference. It comes walking,
Okay.
goes, ha!
As he hops down and starts walking, I'm going to move down this way.
Okay. As he's walking over, it's boats are meant for the water. That's your first problem here.
Michelangelo will nod.
No, this is a special one. It's meant for the sky.
Oh. You've been living with those elves from the mountains, I see. And he kind of like half spit, not like a complete disgust spit, but kind of like a I could live without him, sort of spit.
I'm gonna be honest, we're not from around these parts. So we haven't really been hanging out with anybody. Although we did meet up with some very interesting were folks last night, but other than that, no, we don't know anybody here.
The the were folks. Did you see which way they went?
About 30 feet
Michelangelo's.
over that way, 6 feet down.
Yeah, I was gonna say Michelangelo's just gonna point over there at the graves.
Ah, well, seems like you took care of part of my job for me, and a sincere thanks is in order. And he like humbly bows to the lot of you.
Oh,
I'll-
Michelangelo bow.
It's the least we can do. After all, we're gonna be here for as short a time as possible, but it's always nice to leave a place cleaner and neater than where you found it.
True words, true words. One with the world, I see. Well, how do you plan on getting out of here with your ship torn in twine?
Uh, well, I think my Hoffenfesser friend, maybe you can help us with that. Do you know where there might be a settlement or something where we could hire on some laborers, carpenters, anything like that?
Well, on this side of the mountains, the only settlements you see are me and my kin. Although our numbers are drastically reduced of late, unfortunately. But there might be some willing to assist. Beyond that, there's the Eladrin, the elvish folk of the mountains, and those are the only real settlements in the area. Everybody else kind of keeps to themselves or doesn't want to be found.
But maybe this is a sore subject, and if it is, I sincerely apologize for bringing it up. But as of late, your population is drastically reduced. Is there a problem?
you
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of thumb at Fitz. Shrug my head. Like,
you
why?
you ran into the problem firsthand last night. It would seem I've been living for generations with a peace treaty between us and the Lycan folk of the Western Mountains, and of late they've been pushing out farther and farther and killing all that they run into. We've lost 3 villages in the last 5 months. All my kin dead or missing.
I'm gonna tap Fitz in the chest. Do that little backwards hand thing. Get his attention.
I'm going to look over at him.
And
Yes.
then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna point at the hair, and I'll point at the ship, and then I'm gonna point at you and do the little circle to, try and get like all of us is what I'm trying to motion for, and do the throat slit, with the fangs, and I'm gonna show little fangs.
Okay. I have no idea what you're trying to say.
Oh. He's just gonna shake his head and.
You don't have to be real bright if you're real pretty. And I are pretty.
That is true.
Go ahead and make an insight check, Fitz.
Okay. Oh, let's see. I think I'm good at those. That might help. Ooh.
Yeah, you
No.
don't understand what he's trying to say to you.
Is there any chance anybody else could have seen me and try and interpret what I said?
Yeah, Willie, you can make an insight check as well.
I'm gonna feel really dumb if the barbarian gets it.
No.
Oh,
No.
thank God.
I said,
Okay,
I
so-
think he wants us to ask them to round up some gophers? A beaver?
Oh.
wait. Are you trying to say that we help them with their lycanthrope problem, and they help us with our ship?
Yeah, I'm going to get excited. 2 thumbs up.
Oh. Apparently, Mr. Herringon.
It's Ricochet. Ricochet Hardhide.
Oh, Ricochet. I love that name.
Ricky.
No. No. Ricochet Hardhide.
Got you, Rabbit.
We Harengon are mighty proud folk. We can't do too much, but we are very proud of our heritage and our namesakes, if you please.
Hey, now, my vice commander is a Herringon back in my world, and I will have you know that there is nothing that you folks can't do.
I will, out of character, remind you, Jeremy, that Hardhide is the same surname that Nord has.
Oh, you know, and now that we mentioned that, um, are you related to a Nord Herringhite?
Doesn't ring a bell, unfortunately. I've lived in this area my whole life. We don't have any Nords that I know of. Could check the record corals in the town square. Maybe there might be some indication of one.
Out of character. I mean, they're bunnies. They multiply like bunnies. Come on. That name's probably everywhere.
Any relation in the prime material plane?
Oh, not for many lifetimes.
Hmm.
As I said, perhaps you could check the records in the town and find some correlation there. I wouldn't be the one to ask, unfortunately. But back to the matter at hand. You're offering to assist us in return for labor. Am I understanding that correctly?
Um, I mean, I'd have to run it by the whole group, but in general, we do enjoy killing bad things, helping good people,
That
and
sounds
we
that sounds
really do need some help.
absolutely lovely. Unfortunately, I'm not the one who can make that determination. You would need to travel to the village and speak to our elder. Uh, they would be the ones who could make that deal and designate people to come and help. I mean, if you're asking for volunteers, that's a whole nother story, of course, but we do have our own lives. We are busy. If the elder designates, though, then we're taken care of in response for our time.
Completely understandable.
Of course. Well, I discuss amongst yourselves. I saw some smoke and figured I'd see what was going on. As I said, I'm hunting the lichens. I must get back to my duties, though. If you do wish, however, I'll give you this. And he hands you a rolled up parchment, which is, in fact, the map of where you guys are. You'll see up towards the top is the ship crash site.
What
Does
exactly are the X's?
those would be the lost tribes that I mentioned earlier.
Oh,
Uh, but we reside upon
so
the Beast Tide Burrows. You just follow the stream. It's day and a half, 2 days walk, and you'll arrive. Just make sure you keep your nose up a little bit, as we do reside within a tree.
Cute.
interesting.
How big is the tree?
Quite large. It's the tallest one in the area. You really can't miss it. Just walk for a day and a half and look for the largest tree alongside the river.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I must get back to it. Dangerous lands, dangerous times, and my kinfolk need to be safe. Uh, anything anything else I can help you with before I go, seeing as you're not from around here?
I I don't believe so. Guys, any thoughts, comments, questions, concerns?
Mm. Michelangelo will shake his head no.
Okay. Anyone else? Any questions?
No. Bye, Richie. Ricky.
I will step out of this bush from behind him and be like, sounds like a good plan. I guess we can not eat him as I walk by.
I do appreciate that, sir. But yes, hopefully I'll see you in the town. Make sure you stop by my fletchery. That's why they call me Ricochet. Me and my ranged equipment is quite pristine. Uh,
Gotcha
and
now.
stay wary. I don't know how many you killed last night, but there are lots traveling around these lands these days.
I, actually, one quick question, Ricochet.
Of course. I'm
Um,
so terribly sorry. I offered you my name and did not ask yours in return.
oh, I'm Fitz. The turtle man here is Michelangelo. The horny fellow is Willie. This majestic, fluffy unicorn here is Sir Fluffy Butt. The beautiful young half elf there is Miss Holly. The dashing and dapper Mr. B in his metal tricorn hat. Up top there is our powerful and angry friend Yendris and his adorable puppy Hamish. And then Trevor is the Trent there, currently suffering from a busted ship body. And then our three dwarven companions who run the ship for us, the Treeborns.
The Treeborns are actually in the ship, though. I don't think he'd see them.
Well, they're there somewhere.
A grand pleasure to make all of your acquaintances. I will ensure that notice is sent to the village, informing them that you may arrive, as well as to have future patrols keep an eye on the area and check in to make sure that you're staying safe here.
We do appreciate that.
Nod and pat my chest.
Man of few words. It's a rare thing here.
None, honestly.
But I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I interrupted you. You had one more inquiry for me, Fitz?
Yes. Are we likely to run into any werebears?
Oh, those are the rarest of them. I don't think we've had a report of seeing one in 4, 5 generations. I mean, they exist, obviously, but they're a rare commodity around these parts. Maybe deeper in the mountains. The bear folk like their altitude.
It must be easier to hibernate that way.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
I definitely wouldn't recommend going and looking for one. They tend to be more difficult than the rest to kill.
Yeah. Fortunately, it's a lifelong dream. I'm gonna have to.
And best of luck to you and stay safe. And
Hmm.
I must get back to it. Goodbye. Starts hopping off.
I'm gonna look around and say that was fun.
Eh. Isn't there a fire, like, I don't know, in the vicinity of where we're at?
Right
Like
where
right
you're
here?
standing, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm gonna come back over this way and.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put the token back up for the fire, but you guys do still have a little campfire going there, kind of in that clearing.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, I'll just throw down a little circle that should be in the ballpark.
Oh,
So.
since you got to be extra, I'll put the fucking fire out.
Hey, no, I mean, I got it.
Oh, it's too late now.
No, it's too late.
It
You
looks
have
cute.
incurred the wrath of the DM.
I was trying to help the DM out, but
Put your circle.
There you go. Pretty. I'm gonna look at Willie and say,
Willie rolled initiative as soon as I said incurred the wrath of the DM.
I'm gonna say to Willie, do you mind fetching some food? I'm hungry.
Sure. Do it.
Since you like cooking and you mentioned food, so now I'm hungry.
Yeah, it's morning time, so whatever you guys want to do right now, whatever you want to talk about, if you just want to take off, I mean, it's you guys right now. It's all you.
Okay. Well, I'll step back around the fire and step over to Willie, and I'll point at you or point at Willie, and then I'll point at myself and put my fingers together and point out in the woods.
I'm gonna look at Willie and Gotrick and Fitz and say, and Sir Fluffy Butt, and say, after I finish eating, I'm going to go into the woods and I would really appreciate it if I can take Michelangelo with me so we can try to get some help to try to get our ship fixed as fast as we can. I don't know how long it's gonna take us, but it's my duty to go to find more help.
I'll just nod.
I mean, we have that fish. You can just fry some of it up. You got the fire.
That sounds perfect. Just to have a little food in me, because I don't know how long it's gonna take before we'll be back.
Okay, well, I'll go grab some of the fish from the crate of whale meat, I guess. Whatever, the whale meat, the fish, whatever it is, and I'll just basically grab some wood. I'll throw it on a spit and roast it over the fire here.
Michelangelo's going to give you the cocked head eye, like look you up and down. Like, basically, I'm doing like, really,
it doesn't.
really.
I know, it doesn't do anything for the flavor, but how they like it.
I'll just kind of to Michelangelo and just say, well, this way. It's okay.
That was for that survival check with my fish cooking ability
Well,
over the
that
fire.
was stealth,
So-
not survival. So
I'm just gonna lay this out here. Obviously, I'm not gonna say it, but in Michelangelo's head, he's thinking new
There.
cuisines out in the trees. We could be eating something new, different.
you fire roast the fuck out of that fish. Well, whale technically, but space whale.
Okay, I finished it on the fire, take it out, give it a little bit of Salt Bay, and just hand it off. Meat on a stick.
It's like fish kebab.
Michelangelo.
basically.
Yeah, Michelangelo's gonna eat it. He's like, okay, that sounds good. Whatever.
For a moment there, I really thought you were gonna say, we do have Rabbit, and there goes Richie, and we can just fire him up and make a real barbecue. I really thought you were gonna say that, but never mind.
No. Not today.
So I'm gonna say to Fitz, I'm gonna be away for a little bit with Michelangelo. try to see if we can get some help to kind of help us rebuild the ship or fix it as much as we can. Please go ahead and advise that to the rest of the crew, and we'll be back hopefully soon with help. I hope, because I feel responsible for what happened. So it's my duty and I need to go. I'm not abandoning anybody. I just feel it's on my place to try to get help since I caused this.
Okay. So I have two things. One, it wasn't your fault. None of us knew what was going to happen when we went through that tear. So no one is blaming you but you.
I'm gonna point at Fitz and nod my head.
And
Well,
I
she looks
understand
down.
it's
Like,
something you're going to have to work through. But I want you to know none of us blame you. None of us hold you accountable for this. And that we're all in this together.
Yeah. Well, from where I'm positioned, I can tap her on her back. Do the "it's okay, Pat."
thank you. That means a lot. But we still need to try to get help. And I feel like I'm the one that should do that. I want to come back and fix Lyra as fast as we can.
And that's fine. If you feel like you have to do that, I understand. However, I do insist you take Mr. Fluffy Butt with you so you have more protection, and that way you're not going to slow the monk down as you guys travel.
Okay, I can take Sir Fluffy Butt, and I look at Sir Fluffy Butt, and I'm like,
So good time to
Can
jump
I
over.
do the motion to let you lead the way? Cause with Miss.
We're gonna cut scene right there. Max, what has Yerndris been up to? Because you're still in Godric's room in the ship.
He hasn't really been doing anything other than, like, I guess he's searching through Godric's room trying to find answers as to why he vanished
Okay,
into thin air.
make an investigation check for me.
Okay.
Don't look in the nightstand drawer.
You found a big ol' Apollo shit. No, I'm kidding. You don't find a whole lot. He didn't have a whole lot of time to really set up his room. You did note that the
Oh, he's got an altar. There's no doubt that's the first thing he did.
I'm getting to it. Give me a
Okay.
second.
Okay, I was going to say.
Shit.
Damn.
No, you did find all the makings of his Apollo shrine, which were kind of cast about the room at the point of impact. Uh, pretty simple though. A couple candles, an offering tray, and a symbol of Apollo. Other than that, his traveling clothes, maybe a spare set laying there. His room was pretty barren otherwise.
Can I fix the shrine?
Absolutely. Make a religion check for me.
Okay. Well,
You remembered one moment earlier in the voyage before you passed through the tear, when you had passed by his previous setup and were able to recall exactly how it was set up that time and are able to
You had me
recreate it.
worried. You had me worried. Yeah, nice roll, bro.
I'm proficient in religion. I just don't talk about my god that I like.
But you are able to get that shrine set back up exactly how you saw it set up before.
Perfect. He's gonna very out of character for him because he doesn't really do anything religious around the group, but he's gonna kneel in front of the shrine and just start praying to Apollo to watch over Godric and make sure that he's okay on his journey. And we'll figure out where he's at eventually, but he's just gonna pray.
Okay. Roll a d100 for me.
Okay.
And let's not push this subject too much further. You're going to make me cry.
you spend your time in quiet prayer, praying to Apollo. Nothing happens.
You know what, Mike? You don't get to complain. You broke our hearts, man.
Yeah.
You broke them into tiny little pieces. You hurt us
His
deep.
heart.
All right. Up to anything after you've said prayers?
No, not really.
Are you staying in the room, hanging out there? What are you doing there?
Yeah, he's just pretty much hanging out.
Doing the depressed shut-in sort of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfectly fine. Just needed to know. So we will jump back over. Michelangelo, Miss Holly, and Sir Fluffy Butts all head off into the woods. Which direction are you heading?
The hare said follow the stream, so
That is okay. So
look,
you guys are going to try and make your way to the village.
that would be my wager. I mean,
Pam, that's kind of a you
I'm
question.
I'm ultimately following Miss Holly, but
So Pam,
I mean,
Pam, with your plan, where were you going to go to look for help?
I'm gonna start walking to the forest, going up south.
So going this way.
I'm looking at the big map, and you
Yeah.
said where
So-
where the boat is on the big map, right?
Looking at the big map, if you follow the stream that way, you'll head towards their village.
Okay,
That's
well then,
southwest.
Kind of like southwest, yeah.
that's what I thought you said. Yeah, so yeah, that would be. I mean, as long
Yeah,
as that's the way Miss Holly's heading, then I'm gonna just walk with her. If she's gonna go in another direction, then
That's why I'm asking
we'll
her.
talk.
I'm just waiting for her to get a chance to tell me.
Yeah, like south our way. We look at the map. Technically, we're going up. Well, no, technically, we look at the map. We're going down, right.
Left,
If left, right.
down left.
We look at the map.
So southwest.
Yeah,
The civilian
southwest.
left.
Okay. Real simple, Pam.
Right.
Are you trying to make your way to the Herringon village?
That's the first place that we
Okay.
can possibly go for help, where we can find other people. Hopefully,
All
that's
I
the only
needed to
people.
know is if you were going to the
Oh, okay.
Herringon
Oh,
village
okay.
or going in a random direction.
Yes, we're there. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So you guys start traveling along the river, walking side by side, I'm assuming,
Yeah.
Yes.
with Sir Fluffy.
Before we go, I'm gonna wave at Willie and Fitz and say,
Okay.
"We'll be back."
Well, Fitz said
I'll just,
ride Sir Fluffy Butt so that you can make better time because Michelangelo can move a little bit quicker than you can. So
Well,
it's up to you whether or not you actually ride him or not.
I'll give everybody a little salute and point at
right.
Willie, and I'm gonna rub my stomach, and I'm gonna point out in the woods.
Like you're hungry?
No.
Oh, sorry. You
I'm
said
hoping
rub your
Willie. I'm hoping
stomach. I'm like,
I'm hoping Willie figures it out.
Okay. So you guys set off downstream, well, upstream actually. I'm sorry. The stream flows to the northeast, so you're actually heading upstream by traveling southwest. And you start walking. As you're going, go ahead and give me a perception check. That includes Sir Fluffy Butt.
19.
Perfect. All right. So you guys start walking. The rest of the crew. So Willie, Fitz, Yerndris, what are you guys up to while they are gone?
I'm gonna take a couple bowls of food to Yindris. I'm gonna just set them outside the door. I'm gonna knock on the door and say, "Hey, Yendris, there's some food here. If you want to eat, I understand, but I'm sure Hamish is hungry at least." And then I'm gonna walk away.
Yindris will open the door and take the bowl of food to Hamish, but he's not gonna eat.
All right. Now we're covering kind of the course of the whole day with what you want to do. So if there's anything you want to work on, any projects, activities, kind of start piecing the ship back together, stuff like that, let me know what you want to do. Or, if you want to try and like set up a defense around the ship for the time being. Whatever you guys want to do, just let me know.
I want to travel with Miss Holly.
I wasn't asking you, Mike.
Well-
I'm just gonna start working on the ship with the druids and.
Okay. Yeah, they're kind of in the initial stages. They're working on collecting all the scraps, all the debris, and sorting it into two piles: what's usable and what's not usable, to kind of get an idea of what needs to be done to get the ship seaworthy again.
Oh yeah, I think I can help with that.
Okay. So the day will be spent doing that. Go ahead and make an athletics check for that, Fitz. Eric,
I'll be right back.
what is Willie up to?
So how did the chickens fare? The crash.
Oh, I forgot about the chickens.
We had 16 chickens.
Oh no.
Not my best day.
The chickens did all right. They're a little rough. Some of them got hurt a little bit. You can tell that 4 or 5 of them have a limp to them. There is, however, 2 chickens in particular that are pretty messed up. Like, they will not walk on their legs. They're just kind of like laying there, not really doing anything but clucking occasionally.
I'll go get Fitz and I'll be like, hey, 2 of these chickens here aren't looking so good. You think we should just go ahead and eat them?
Yeah, I think we'd best just put them out of their misery. Yeah, let's just go ahead and eat them. It'll be something good for the crew. Maybe help morale a little bit.
All right. I am going to. So I guess I'll see these chickens. I'll see that they're. Then I'll go ahead and I'll kill the 2. I'll take their heads off.
Okay.
I'll just I pick them up. Just pick the chicken up, and I just fucking against the wall, and just like that's it. Like it was quick, but it was a little savage. So
Make an improvised attack.
is that just
It's a D20 plus your strength modifier.
That's just a strength check. That one was not the best.
Make it one more time for the second chicken.
How's it going down there, Willie?
You go to swing the first chicken and you nail it just right, and the neck, you can hear the little and the chicken's lifeless. It was immediate, painless, very appropriate. You go to swing the second one and not so much. After you take the swing, the chicken like looks at you and like, the fuck was that?
Go ahead and just
You go, oh shit, and that did it.
kind of a little decorum back here, and I will. Ironically, I need to take their heads off now, so I'm gonna just I'll cut their heads off and hang them upside down to drain the blood out, and then I will go see about just kind of tidying up the camp a little bit, seeing about maybe helping Fitz
Okay.
with the ship for a while until it's time to do lunch, and I'll cook them.
Okay, make an athletics check for me.
Yeah, because I need help badly.
Holy crap.
Not from me. Not from me.
It's
Yeah,
not our
no,
day.
you guys are just kind of like caught up in playing the emotional caregiver and keeping the place safe, and you get some work done, but it pales in comparison to what the dwarves are accomplishing. You guys just have your minds all over the place between food and defense and what are we going to do, and we were supposed to be in the material plane, not the Feywild. How are we going to get like it? You're just kind of all over the place and just end up being a little sluggish throughout the day because of it.
Whiteout would like to point out that thank God PETA isn't listening to this stream right now.
Well, it doesn't consist of real animals, only D&D chickens. So, and everybody knows you always go for the video game chicken first. So,
Do we need it?
Reenact it with my dog, if that helps.
Do we need to add a disclaimer? No real animals were harmed in the making of this episode.
I don't have any more room for disclaimers on the starting soon screen.
Like I'm full with disclaimer. I have no space.
But that's how you guys spend your day. Michelangelo, Holly, and Sir Fluffy Butt. You guys start walking up the river or stream. Some parts where the stream narrows, the water gets quicker. Some parts where it widens, it gets slower. Every once in a while, like every other hour or so, I'd say you come to like a pool area where the water has pooled before continuing on. Other than that, you guys just kind of like take in the beauty of the Feywild. You haven't seen any creatures or heard anything. You're just paying attention to the plants that glow and the purples and the reds and all the funky colors of the Feywild, and really just kind of taken in by it. And that's how you spend the majority of your day, unless there's anything else you want to do.
Actually, there is. I want to keep an eye out.
Okay.
For the mushrooms. That what I'm trying to find my
your alchemy stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be a nature check at disadvantage because you've never been to the Feywild. You're not super familiar with these plants.
Sure, I understand, but I mean.
No, absolutely.
You said at a disadvantage?
At disadvantage, yeah.
Okay, here's the second one. Okay, 16.
16 with that. Let me do. I know I put it on your character sheet. Where is it? There it is.
Notes, maybe? No?
It's in your inventory under the alchemy recipe list.
Oh, okay.
So you're traveling. You're not super sure about a lot of the stuff you find. You do find one patch, however, that when you stop to take a glance at it, you're able to procure 2 red amanita mushrooms from.
All right.
And
hey, that's something.
You should be able to modify the alchemist supplies. Oh, no, not that one. It's
Don't worry about it. I'll just throw it on my inventory for now so we can keep moving.
herbs and alchemy items. You should be able to modify that list. So you can add them. I'll add them on there for now, but you should be able to do it in the future. So yeah, you're able to collect 2 throughout the day.
All right.
But with that, we get up to the evening. I need to know what you two and Sir Fluffy Butt are gonna do for the night.
Gonna make a little fire to keep us warm.
Okay. And how are you handling the overnight?
I'm gonna stay awake and do like a whole watch.
You're gonna stay awake for the full however long. Okay.
Yep.
So out of character, I will tell you that if you do not get at least a short rest in, you will take a level of exhaustion.
Okay, so then I look at Michelangelo and say, I'm gonna sleep for a little bit and then I'll continue the watch later. I'll just do the fire for now and kind of rest for a bit.
Okay.
So you're just kind of doing up till you're tired and then swap out sort of deal.
Yeah, which shouldn't be that longer because I'm exhausted.
Okay. You shouldn't be tired. You've been riding a unicorn all day.
I'm exhausted mentally. So yes, I should.
Fair enough. We will jump back to the ship real quick. It is getting up on evening time. Eric, you made some delicious chicken stew. It's kind of like an ever stew sort of thing where it's just kind of been going all day, and as it gets low, you fill it back up with stuff, and people can come and eat from it as they want. But the evening approaches. What is your guys' plan for the evening?
I'm gonna try and repair whatever I can, I guess.
Okay. Um, just like working on the ship. Is that what you meant?
Yeah,
Okay. Go ahead and make a survival check for me.
it's not fine.
It's not. You're,
It's not fine.
it's straight out of a cartoon where you like go to hold up a board and hammer in the nails and then turn to get another one and that one falls off the wall. You're just you're too distraught from Godric missing and just sensory overload to focus on those types of menial tasks.
Well, that's one way to get my anger out, I guess.
Yeah, that'll work. Fitz and Eric, evening time, plan, anything.
Um, I guess I'm gonna start going around, getting the watch set up, seeing who wants what thing.
The Treeborns do step up and say if you need them, they are willing to help, seeing as your party is down a couple of members currently.
We would greatly appreciate that, my friends.
Okay, so just standard watch, nothing special. No, I'm more asking if anybody's going to do anything out of the normal sleep watch rotation.
No, I don't think so. I don't have any desires to do anything really.
I have a desire to go up and talk to Trevor, even though he's unconscious.
Okay, you go ahead and have that conversation. I'm going to step away for 2 seconds while you do so. So you've got a minute.
Okay. I'm basically just gonna walk up and sit on the floor, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, Trevor, it's Yindris. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I just wanted to let you know that Godric is missing. Um, we're gonna do everything in our power to get you back up and running, and then we're gonna go find him eventually. I'm hoping. Uh, just like you, I'm pretty distraught over this entire situation, and nobody really understands. But regardless of that, I will do whatever it takes to make sure you are back up to your shippy ways. I don't know how to word. I don't know much. Um, but whatever information I come upon about Godric and his whereabouts, I will report to you. first and foremost, thank you for your service while we were up in the air, and I'm sorry that we crash landed and destroyed you. And that's basically all he's gonna say to that effect. And then he'll probably just sit in silence and just listen and not really do anything else.
Okay. Some meaningful time spent with Trevor, whether or not he's conscious of it. Alrighty. So we're gonna streamline the evening. I need everybody to give me a perception check. That includes Sir Fluffy Butt, please, Jeremy.
Yes, sir. Soon
I
as I get
would like to, here on out, reject all perception rolls.
Oh, wait a minute. We slept?
We are currently going into the evening. I do remember what we talked about, Mike. I will
Okay.
address
Okay.
it when it gets there.
Okay.
Okay, 10, 8, 17, 20. 10, 19, 0. I need one from you still, Pam.
Darn.
It's all right.
Ooh,
And you got the best roll of the bunch. I love it.
look at that.
Okay. Crew at the ship. Your night goes off, no issue. You go through your watch rotations, you know, shuffling menial tasks while you're doing so, if you so choose, eating some of the delicious chicken stew that Willie prepared. But your night goes off without a hitch. You all get a full night's rest. While you sleep, however, throughout the night, you have that same dream again of the traveling through the trees, over the mountains, through the trees, through the swamp, and stopping at the labyrinth again. Michelangelo, Miss Holly,
Do I have the dream this time?
you do.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, and like if you had a watch in the middle of the night, you have the dream the first time you sleep, and you don't have it the second time you sleep. Once you've had the dream once that night, you don't have it again. Miss Holly, Michelangelo, and Sir Fluffy Butt. Give me a second. Miss Holly on watch, you hear some noises, like something's moving through the trees from that direction.
Who's there?
Make a perception check. You don't hear anything.
I don't hear anything. Ah, just my mind playing tricks and she's go back doing to her. Whatever.
A little bit of time passes, and you can hear little whispers coming from that same direction.
Who's there?
Make a perception check.
Miss Holly is the white girl in every horror movie.
She's being one right now.
Sounds about right.
You don't hear anything. Oh no, I'm sorry. You hear that whispering continue again.
Go on, no. Can you hear me?
Who are you talking to?
The little noises.
Oh, okay.
I'm sleeping, right?
Yeah, you're asleep.
Yeah.
Sir Fluffy Butt does not require sleep, if I remember correctly.
No, he does not.
Okay, so he's awake. He sees Miss Holly talking.
He's rolling his eyes and just waiting for her to tell him she'll be right back.
Miss Holly, make a wisdom saving throw.
Lovely.
You not sure what's going on. You feel like a little tingle for a second, but other than
Wait, are we?
hearing, Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Are we seriously camped on a fucking fairy ring? Is that what I'm seeing in this picture here?
That would be correct.
I didn't make the pictures, okay?
I, okay. I'm just.
Like
Take unless the map looks handmade, like that Feyland map I just sent you, I made that one. But ones like this, ones that actually look professionally made, odds are I didn't make it, so take them with a grain of salt. If there's something important about them for to point out, I will point it out.
he's
Okay,
walking.
so the question is then, are we camped right next to a fairy ring, or is that just an artistic detail that doesn't exist in the game?
I wouldn't call it a fairy ring. I would say that there are luminescent plants surrounding a tree.
In a ring-like formula?
In a circular-ish formula, but not specifically a ring.
Okay.
So you walk a little bit, Miss Holly.
See if I can feel anything better.
You still hear the little chittering whispers coming from the west.
I'm gonna do message.
You have message?
Yes, I do.
When did you get message?
And I'm gonna kind of point like at the middle round of the thing.
Yeah, remember she used it with that flying vendor ship?
That's
Mhm.
right. That's right. Okay. So you need to point your finger at a creature. So
The middle could be a creature for all I know.
okay, so you can point and hope. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yes.
Okay, and you're pointing it at that tree in the center there.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and whisper.
Who are you? What do you want from us? Where are you coming from?
Nothing.
I'll do message again.
Okay.
Not here to harm you, but if the sounds continue, I will light this area on fire.
The whispers are still continuing. Roll a d10 for me.
Oh, that sucks.
You send that second message and just stand there for what seems like 6 seconds exactly. Just unwilling or not wanting to do anything.
Like I'm frozen?
Yeah. It's not a you feel compelled to not do anything for 6 seconds. You just lose any motivation to do anything for the next 10 seconds. Meanwhile,
When
you,
I
you
snap
start
out of
hearing
it.
more of that whispering chitter from the trees to the north.
Okay, so then at that point, when I snap kind of out of it, I'm gonna wake up Michelangelo, and I'm gonna say to him and Sir Fluffy Butt, "Let's get the fuck out of this area right now."
Okay, roll another d10 for me. Michelangelo, you are awake. She just woke you up and said, "We need to get the fuck out of here."
Okay, I'll come out of my shell.
Hold on. Okay, you come out of your shell. Miss Holly, you feel extremely compelled to make a melee attack against Michelangelo right now.
Can I do that?
Go ahead and everybody roll initiative for me.
Perception?
Initiative.
Oh. No, I mean, I don't.
I'm taking my dog out real quick.
Okay.
Funny.
Okay. Miss Holly, it is your turn. You are extremely compelled to make a melee attack, whether it be a spell that is melee or a weapon attack against Michelangelo.
Okay. Does kicking him count?
Yeah, that'll be a unarmed attack. So roll a d20 and add your strength modifier to it. Is
Oh,
that
wait.
how did we sort that last time? Was it strength and proficiency to hit, and then just strength for damage?
I think
It,
it was strength and damage.
it's D20 plus. I think it's strength,
Yeah. So so roll a strength check to see if you hit him.
unless you're like a monk or a fighter, then you can use your dex.
Yeah. And then it was 1d4 plus your strength modifier for damage if you hit. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's a save, Miss Holly. So you rolled an 18. Your modifier is 0. So does an 18 hit you, Michelangelo?
No,
Okay.
I dodge it.
So you go to kick Michelangelo and you stub your toe on his shell. And it doesn't hurt you. It's kind of like, it doesn't work.
Of course, that's a Holly thing to do. Okay. Do I know in my head why I'm doing this, or then just to have that eager to hurt him at this point?
Now that we're at the end of your turn, roll another wisdom saving throw.
I'm just gonna stand there looking at her puzzled for the moment.
You snap out of it and you're like, the fuck did I just do? Roll an arcana check for me.
Trying to make me hit my friend.
That's animal handling.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Hold on. This time.
Don't handle me like an animal.
Well, you know, technically.
You realizing that you would never kick Michelangelo, think back to the last couple of minute or so to everything that's happened and realize that you have been under the influence of a confusion spell and just got really confused over the last minute as to what's been going on.
Michelangelo, I'm so sorry. Someone must have done a spell on me. I didn't mean to do that. I will never harm you. We need to get out of here. Now. Now.
I shake my head and put my thumbs up and start pointing my thumbs backwards.
As you say that, and we jump up to Sir Fluffy, but you guys see 4 torch-sized lights pop up.
Where
Where?
are the lights
Oh,
coming
okay.
from?
Hold on,
He's like, give me a second. I'm putting them up.
I can only do computer stuff so fast. They just kind of pop up right there. And everybody give me a perception check. Now that the place is lit up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Sir Fluffy Butt as well.
We hit the same numbers, and they suck.
Yeah, you
Love it.
guys got no clue. You see the lights pop up, but that's it.
Let's go.
It is
Let's
Sir Fluffy Butt's turn.
let's go.
He is going over to Miss Holly, nudging her like, "Get on my back, let's go."
What? Okay, she agrees. She didn't use her move last turn, so I'll say she gets up on. Okay.
Oh, you know what? Then I'll go another 50.
Another
I'll just
50.
dash.
Yeah, just stay right there then. Michelangelo, what are you up to?
Right next to him.
Right next to him. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, at the speed I can move, I could actually go past, but I want to stay right next to him.
All right. And Michelangelo, make an intelligence saving throw for me.
That's not nice. Why are you picking on the monk?
Because I can.
14.
14 is going to be. Okay. You feel a little tingle at the back of your neck and you immediately shake it off. No issues. Out of combat, out of initiative. You guys start moving. You go hard double moving for 15 minutes or so and kind of stop and take a look at your surroundings. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Oh,
that's
there's a
much
good one.
better.
I'm like matching with everybody
Oh,
today. I
now
love
our
this
eyes
energy.
are open.
Hey, so
Right?
we're gonna reuse the same map because I'm not gonna put you on a new one just for this. But we're gonna say you ran into this other clearing here. You can see staying about 60 feet away from you in a tree, a little pixie. He's kind of like slowly creeping up, following you guys and stopping and
Hi, Pixie.
he waves.
What are you doing here? Where do you come from?
It's make an insight check.
Both of us are just her or what?
I mean, both of you could, but Miss Holly, you can tell that this pixie is laughing at your expense. Whatever has been going on and happening, it is just getting a fucking kick out of it.
Why don't I? Okay. So you know what? I'm not having it.
You're gonna
I'm gonna do firebolt on her.
firebolt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna shake my head no.
I'm gonna look at him and say, "Why not? They're making fun of us. Someone cursed me to kick you."
Hold on. Time out. Make a perception check first. Because you're looking at the pixie, so we need to determine if you even saw him shake his head no.
He's like right there.
Okay, you did see.
I'm gonna just look and I'm gonna hold my energy and say, "Someone did a spell on me to kick you and attack you and harm you, and could have done the same thing with Sir Fluffy Butt in any moment. It's the only thing surrounding us, and I keep hearing voices and weird things happening."
Are you gonna? Your intention is to hold until I answer?
Yes.
Okay.
We're not in an
Well, let me
initiative,
kn-
so you guys can.
Okay, so I'm gonna put my hand up and I'm gonna go and point at each of my fingers, and then point at my other hand, and then I'm gonna shake my head like and hands up like.
Make an insight check, Pam.
I mean,
Bless you for whatever that was, Mike.
Coughing.
Okay. Mike, go ahead and speak plainly. She understands your sign language.
We don't know how many. We see one, but we don't know how many there are. You
okay,
attacked
so
that. I mean, that's
okay, okay. I'll hold my anger. I won't. I'm gonna send message to Pixie.
Okay. Send your message.
I don't appreciate you laughing right now. So I would appreciate it if you stop doing that.
Give me 1 second. Because if I remember correctly, with message, they can respond. Where
Yes.
did it go?
They can.
Yeah, they can. So you send it back, and you hear back inside your head.
I look at Michelangelo and say, "This bitch is laughing."
And she jumps or flutters over to this other tree.
I just look at Michelangelo and say, "Bitch is laughing."
All right. Much as I don't want to do this, I'll look at the pixie and I'll use
She
my telepathy.
is gone.
Oh,
You
okay.
saw her go to the other tree, and you glanced away for a second to listen to Miss Holly, and when you looked back, can't see her anymore.
Taking shit. She says that out loud.
Michelangelo will just go roll his eyes and throw his head back.
You hear the little hee coming from this tree up here. Farther away, but that general direction.
I look at Michelangelo and say, "I guess there's a lot of funny mosquitoes around the night."
Mm. I'm gonna do the head nod. Like, come on, let's go.
Let's go and be on the outlook. There might be more, or there might be something else that's just trying to trick us, and then I'll do fireball on their asses. So
I'll
let's
shake my
continue.
head, put my thumbs up.
Let's go. Sir Fluffy Butt, let's just go.
She's on Sir Fluffy Butt. I'm gonna start walking towards the river, water, stream,
Okay.
whatever
it's just a
portion
little
we're
bit.
at now.
It's just a little bit south. You guys can hear it. You just went a little bit inland to camp, as is common procedure in doing so. Are you guys gonna start moving though, or are you gonna try and
We're
go
moving.
back to sleep for the night?
No, I'm not staying in this area. We're moving. I want to move us from any weirdness that we have surrounding us, so we're just going. We're
So
moving.
are you moving for a while and then trying to go back to sleep, or are you just gonna start moving for the day?
No sleep. We're just moving.
Okay, not a problem.
I'm gonna keep an ear and eye out and see if we can get away from the noise to the point where we don't hear them laughing at us anymore.
Yeah, as you guys are walking, you hear the little chittering laughter for a while. After maybe 15-20 minutes of a decent pace travel, it gets softer and seems farther away. And over the next 20-30 minutes, it gets farther and farther until eventually you can't hear it at all.
Okay, I'll look at Miss Holly and point at my head and give her the OK symbol.
But you guys are moving. You're not going back down, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right. You walk the well, give me perception checks.
I'm lucky to see my shell.
All right. As you guys are traveling through the Feywild, it's decently lit up, so you're able to navigate well enough. Uh, Miss Holly, you hear a couple of noises as you're traveling, but you're able to navigate the party around them, so you don't run into anything that might be unsavory that you don't want to deal with. and you guys continue walking until daybreak. So it is morning time. What is the ship crew up to for the day? Anything other than what you guys did yesterday, outside of like prepping the ship for repair and all that?
I'm gonna be training Hamish.
Okay. Go ahead and make that animal handling check. You make 2 of them for the day, so if you want to make them both now. And what are you
Ew.
working on training him on today?
On the bite.
Okay, so you work with Quartermaster B in the morning to get a new training dummy set up, and work with Hamish kind of in the same method, modified now that you kind of know what went wrong the first time. But you work on it with him throughout the day, throwing in some basic obedience stuff in there to make sure he understands reward for doing what I want you to do, that sort of thing. By the end of the day, he's not fluent, he's not actually attacking, but he has a much better understanding of when you say bite, he bites. He's just biting and letting go still is the issue at this point.
Okay.
Instead of biting and tearing like you would want him to.
Okay.
But he's getting there. You can tell that there's progress being made. What about Fitz and Willie?
I think one of us should go hunting. See if we can find some more meat.
60 pounds of whale meat isn't enough for you? Being greedy?
Well, I think maybe if we could get some fresh meat to mix in with that.
That's fair. I'll give you that. Okay. Is this a conversation you're having with Willie? I'm assuming.
Yeah. Hey, Willie, come here, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, I think one of us should go hunting, try to catch some fresh meat or something like that. How are you at like snares and things like that?
I prefer to run down my prey.
Um. Okay. Um.
Have you ever just felt something's life drain from it while it's in your jaws, Fitz? It's exhilarating.
I can't say as I have actually. No, I don't know what that's like.
Yes, I highly recommend try it.
Hmm.
I'll look around the woods. I'll be like, do you think there's game in these woods?
I assume so. I mean, I know this is a Feywild, but have you ever been to some woods where there wasn't squirrels, non-talking rabbits, things like that?
I mean, yeah, shit gets pretty weird around here. Well, I suppose I can go have a look. It won't hurt anything. Unless you really want to go traipsing through the woods.
No, I mean, I think one of us ought to. Unless you want to hunt together, you can scare stuff towards me, and then I can hit it with a radiant beam or something.
I guess, as long as it doesn't make it taste weird.
I don't think so. Might pre-cook it a little bit.
Well, all right. Sure. That sounds amicable.
Okay. Well, I will head up to the up. I'm gonna head like northeast. If you want to head northwest, and then we can just walk towards each other, see if we can find anything.
I'll just be like, slow down there, Skippy. Before we go traipsing off into the woods, let's go in here and tell Yindris that we're going to be out.
Oh, well, I mean, okay.
I'll go inside and I'll find Yindris in Godric's quarters and I'll just like kind of knock on the door.
He's gonna answer reluctantly, but not say anything.
I'm gonna look at you with like that like Willy debonair, you know. I'm like, Fitz and I are gonna go hunting. You're in charge.
He's gonna nod and close the door.
Good enough for me. Out we go.
All right. So, couple questions. You guys are going hunting. In what manner are you hunting? Are you trying to be sneaky? Are you just walking around looking for stuff? Like, explain to me what you're doing so I know what to have you do.
Well, I mean, first I'm just gonna have to walk through the woods. Okay. So first I guess we'll just start walking together, not necessarily quiet at all, just seeing if there's any tracks or anything.
Okay. Both of you give me survival checks on that. Just looking for animal sign.
Survival. Fuck.
It's not a whole lot. The underbrush is pretty thick. You know, around the ship, within like 50, 75 yards of the ship, you know, there's a lot of debris came through, plus the impact kind of messed with the terrain a little bit. So it's hard to really pick out animal sign. Really, you think you find an old track from some type of animal, but you really can't be sure. The one thing you guys are sure about is the tracks from the lichens that came through your camp 2 nights ago.
Ooh.
But
Could.
you do distinguish those right off the bat, so you know that they're not something that might still be out there.
I'm gonna look at Willie as we're looking at the tracks. I wonder if we could trace these back, see where they came from, and go visit them in the middle of the night, see how they like it.
And then eat them?
Well, I mean, if they seem tasty, I'm pretty sure they turn back to humans, though, so not really my thing.
Options then.
Are you saying we can't kill them just because we want to kill them?
I'm just saying if we keep them alive, we can eat parts of them because they're still animals.
You know, Willie, I don't give you credit for your cleverness like I should. I see that now.
I feel
appreciate that.
I feel
I am
like I'm back in my ethics class having my final debate all over again. Sorry.
I consider myself a connoisseur of something.
Is torture one of those things?
I mean, I'm not torture. I'm not saying we're going to torture them, Fitz. Obviously, they are evildoers who need to be punished. We're just going to profit and avoid the gray area of eating people by not killing them. It's just too simple to not make sense.
I want to argue about that, but I'm just not sure how.
I know. I'm quite the adversary. And I like tap my head. And I'll nod.
Both of you make a perception check for me.
Yeah, let's. I can hear it
Sorry,
already. Willie's going to say,
advantage.
"Let's cut his hind legs off and just sear his wounds shut so he doesn't die."
Go ahead and roll that one more time, Willie. Just a straight roll one more time.
For perception?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no better.
Perfect. Fitz, as you guys are walking and debating the ethics between eating versus not eating alike and while they're beast formed, you glance off to your right and you see what resembles a deer, just with a different color palette and the fur. Notice you and like hunch, ready to take off, probably about 85, 90 feet to your right, or yards to your right. Willie, you did not notice the deer. You are too into the debate.
How far away?
About 90 yards. So you're looking. Oh crap! My conversion didn't work right. We'll just say 150 feet.
Weren't you doing calculus just like the other day?
I'm in calculus right now. I'm talking about back when I was studying psychology and I had to take an ethics class.
Oh no, I just meant like you're just like, what is yards to feet? Like,
anyways, Fitz, you catch an image of this deer, and it's kind of in that upright, sees you, not sure if it should run or not pose right now.
Deer in the headlights.
Deer in the headlights. Yes, it's very deer in the headlights right now. Willie, you're still arguing the ethics of eating a lichen while it's beast formed.
Can I try an animal handling to calm it down? Try to put it at ease?
Describe how you want to do so.
Put my hands up in a non-threatening posture and start making cutesy noises at it.
Okay. Go ahead and make animal handling at disadvantage because Willie's still talking about eating a were being while shapes.
Disadvantage?
Disadvantage
Oh yeah,
animal
this.
handling.
Oh, this is gonna suck. Yep, that's about how I figured it would be.
You ever seen them TikTok videos where it's like, shoot that motherfucker, and it's a deer just going and stomping its foot? That's what's happening now.
It looks angry?
It is not so much angry, it is notifying any other deer that may be within earshot that there is a potential threat.
Okay.
So it's now gone from deer in the headlights to defensive.
Willie, shh. I'm gonna point the deer out to him.
Whiteout got it right. It's not angry, it's just spicy.
I think I could take a spicy deer.
Okay, so Willie, you get shushed.
okay, so this I don't know how I feel about this. What do we do? So I'll look and I'll look at this deer. And I'll like crouch down.
Willie, real quick, make a nature check for me.
It's not one of my strong suits. I'm good at surviving in nature, but not knowing anything about it.
Okay. you've never seen a deer or a deer-shaped creature before, but you've seen similar quadrupedal animals before, and you're fairly confident that you are aware of the speed of this animal. Out of character would be 50 feet.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I had a feeling that might be the case. Quick. I don't think I can catch it, Fitz. Not this one. We're gonna have to formulate a strategy.
Hmm. Maybe we should try setting up snare traps. That that that'd be under that'd be like survival type activities.
Yeah, that's something that would take a little bit of time because it involves finding the right branches, preparing the snares, setting the snares, that sort of work.
Okay.
So it's not something you can do like right now to try to catch this animal. If
No,
that's
no,
what you were
no, no.
trying to do.
I'm
But yeah.
no, I'm at this point. Unless that thing charges us, I'm pretty sure it's gonna get away.
You tell me, what do you guys want to try to do, if
Not
anything?
with it. Not we've got this, Fitz. Hold on. I'll like crouch down real quick and I'll start digging through my bag.
Okay, so I don't know anything about that.
What were you rolling for, Fitz?
Just kind of see if I could figure out anything about this animal, like
Oh, yeah.
because it looks like a deer, but it's a funny color, and this is the Feywild, so I want to make sure it doesn't like eat animal intestines or something.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna come and crouch down and be like, hey, Fitz. I'm gonna try something. I normally don't wear these because I have little spider hairs all over my body that lets me climb on walls. And my head canon is that I have them on my feet, and if I'm wearing these boots, I might not be able to climb up walls.
Oh,
But
your boots of speed.
I have these boots, so I'm gonna slide the boots on out of my pack. I'm gonna put them on. I'm gonna see if these will let me go faster than that deer.
And you are attuned to them still. You just haven't been
Yep.
wearing them. So let's take a look. So when you click the heels together, it doubles your speed, which would put you at 80. So you're going to take off after the deer?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Oh
sir.
my god.
What are you going to do if you catch up to the deer?
Well, I think I'm going to go full predator. So imagine me using these boots and not so much running like this, but I'm using them to like fucking just like leap and like run mid leap as well. So I'm like double hopping fucking just through, and I will rage and I will use my maw and I will just grapple this deer. And as I grapple it, I will just basically just eat the. I'll go for the jugular there with my mantis claws.
Okay.
And
So
I
you
will
are going to try
just
to kill it. I want to clarify that it's
yeah, I am going apex predator.
okay. Roll an attack. Because you do catch up to it. There's no doubt about that.
We might come back to some good barbecue. Just saying.
Welcome to D&D, where there's 20 minutes about what do we do when we find a deer in the woods.
Hold on, let me
We eat it.
rage here.
Oh, why? I don't think he really cares about that.
No. Roll damage.
He critted.
Yeah. No.
Critted.
You take your first 2 steps bipedal and then launch into a quadrupedal, just "Rah!" Every time your feet wearing the boots hit the ground, you kind of like spring forward and use your hands to just kind of keep you off the ground for that momentous push. And as you're going, Fitz, you can see his jaw just like elongates and opens up into this big maw that you've seen before. And with one last push, he launches off the ground and his maw connects right with the deer's throat. And as he stands up, he's just holding this deer's lifeless body in the maw. He's, nothing, guy.
I'll just go. I'll just. Hey, I got it. And I guess I'll just. Since I got if it's dead, I'll end my rage. I'll like kind of wipe my face down and throw this bitch up over my shoulder and start walking back towards Fitz. And as I get over there, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be honest, Fitz. I'm not that hot at making snares.
I fuck it. I don't think we need to anymore.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Well, let's get on back then.
Is it edible?
Tastes all right to me. Fresh.
All right. Well, I guess let's go skin it and chop it up for stew.
Okay. Yeah.
Alright.
That's what we're gonna do.
Go ahead and make
That'll be good. The real lean meat of the venison will go well with the fatty meat from the whale. That'll be perfect.
go ahead and make survival checks again for me. I'll take that back. One of you make a survival check at advantage for me.
I got a +3. What do you got, Willie?
Same thing. You make the roll. I've been doing low. I just used a crit. Average, you're gonna do better than me.
14. Yeah, I dropped a 1, so
Hey, that's not bad.
It's not bad at all. Okay. Yeah, you guys, neither of you are super experienced with gutting and skinning animals, but you are able to manage 30 pounds of venison meat out of it. Like quality venison meat. And then for today, you use the scraps, the not quality pieces, in whatever stew you're going to make.
I just literally throw it in the fucking chicken stew too. The leftovers. I said, waste not, want not. That's the pirate's life. In the astral sea, will take your life. Little pirate jingle I made right there.
Right. I did put the 30 pounds of venison on the ship's inventory there, so it's there for you guys to keep track of.
I'm gonna check with the druids to see if the skin can be used for anything on the ship, or bones or anything.
Not on the ship, but we could use them to make some extra clothing, or perhaps even a blanket of sorts.
Oh, okay. Here you go.
Now, if we got enough bones, could we use those to repair the ship instead of wood?
You need quite the large quantity of bones if you're planning on making a ship out of bones. I can't guarantee it'd be the most water savory either.
Yeah.
If you ever intended to land on such. And again, we could do like a tar inlay with the bones on the outer, so it appears to be just bones, but on the inside, it's got like a waterproof shell.
I like the way it sounds.
But we'd need a massive quantity. We're talking probably tens, if not hundreds of thousands of these deers.
Should have kept that damn whale.
Well, I mean, if we could start saving bones, it doesn't have to be these bones. Fitz, you want to dig those guys back up? Have they been buried long enough for the sacred stuff to take effect?
24 hours. I don't think so, bro.
It's barely been 24 hours.
Is it archaeology yet? You study.
No, Willie. That's a minimum of at least 100 years before you go from being a grave robber to an archaeologist.
That's That's too bad. Well, that's a shame. Man, maybe we'll put this on the back burner for now.
Yeah. Also, Willie, I'm not digging up bodies that I just buried and then blessed their burial site. Paylor's a pretty chill dude, but I think even he might have issues with that.
All right. Well, with that, we're gonna cut back over to Michelangelo, Miss Holly, and Fitz for a little bit.
Well, they're fluffy butt.
Sir Fluffy Butt. I'm sorry. Sorry. Same player, wrong character.
Yeah.
You guys follow the stream for the first half of the day. Like I said before, Pam, you hear the occasional chittering nature noise. And you're just like, fucking done with it. Don't want to deal with it. Swerve the group around to avoid the noise and carry on your way. Eventually, you start to see a tree. It's probably like mid morning. You see a tree off in the distance. It's a little bit inland, not much, maybe like a 15-20 minute walk, but it is huge. This tree, like the average tree here is maybe 30-40 feet tall. This tree that you're seeing is upwards of like 200-300, and it's wide. Like it branches up and way the fuck out. It is a massive tree, and you
Uh,
know this is your destination.
yeah, I was going to say I'll motion my head towards Miss Holly and start
Yeah,
walking
let's
in
go.
that direction.
Yeah,
Let's go.
there's no roller question about it. This is the only thing you have seen that is the big tree. If you follow the river, you are 99.99% confident that's where you gotta go.
I say to Fluffy Bud and Michelangelo, worst case scenario, we cannot get anybody to help us. We'll try, and then if it all fails, we'll just go back and we'll just have to fix it ourselves. But yeah, let's go and try to see if we can get anybody to help us, and we'll figure out we can pay them back somehow.
Random
Fluffy.
thought, Jeremy, is there a range on your telepathy with Sir Fluffy Butt?
I think it's only like up to a mile or something like that. Well, it just says they can telepathically communicate.
If it doesn't say there's a range, there is no range on it.
I will look that up.
I'm looking it up too.
Quick, everyone, look it up.
Nope, I'm not looking this one up. That's all you.
1 mile. Yep.
Okay, yeah, I thought it said something about a mile, but
Yeah, no, they're definitely outside of a mile. So.
alright, yeah. Are you sure? Maybe it's a really small map.
No, I'm pretty sure. If they're walking at a steady pace for a day and a half, it's more than a mile. So.
I do have to say, the other day I watched the Disney movie Tangled. And I've decided that Fluffy Butt is being heavily modded after Maximus. I just, after watching that, I'm like, that's him. That's Sir Fluffy Butt.
I'll allow it. All right. Michelangelo, Miss Holly, Sir Fluffy Butt. Anything you guys are doing other than V-lining for the tree?
No. Cautiously watching, making sure that, something isn't going to jump out and try to attack us since we're approaching a village,
Okay.
we're assuming.
Mike, go ahead and give me another nature check. I'm just going to presume that you're going to keep your eye out for mushrooms again.
Yeah, for sure.
I will say at disadvantage, though, seeing as you're after the night before.
Oh, an 8 then.
Yeah, you're keeping a glancing eye out for anything, but you're more focused on safety, and you see a couple patches of mushrooms, but nothing sticks out, so you don't pay it any mind.
Okay.
But you guys continue, and about midday, you reach the Beast Hide Burrows. At the base of the tree, there are two Harengon guards that ready spears once they see you approach.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Miss Holly and point at the guards. And I think I'm gonna put my hands out at the guards too, like
I-
whoa, 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 whoa.
I didn't describe that very well. I'm sorry. As you come up to the base of the tree, you see a wrapping spiral staircase around the tree leading upwards. And at the base of the staircase is where the two Haringons are standing with spears. Sorry, my bad. Still a new DM technically. I didn't describe it very well. But all right, Miss Holly. Michelangelo has like.
Yeah. Um at this point, because here's the thing, I know this is not the only people, quote unquote, we came across, but we don't know if we can really trust them. And something kind of feels like, with everything that's been going on, how do we know we're not gonna fall into a trap, or that they might want to take over our ship?
I'm going to interrupt your monologue for 1 second. Are you saying this out loud to Michelangelo, or are you just talking to talk?
I'm telling Michelangelo,
Okay.
like,
I just
I
wanted
just
to
got like,
clarify whether or not you were trying to have a conversation.
no,
Okay, go ahead.
yeah,
Continue.
having a conversation with him where I kind of feel like, I know right now we're all very excited to actually have found other species, but I'm just kind of, I have that easy ongoing feeling just because we don't really trust them. And we do have a ship after all. I mean, I don't think rabbits will be so interested in maybe your ship, but then again, we don't know. And I don't know, she just kind of has that feeling of like, now she's kind of not trusty with the circumstances.
Having brought that up, both of you make an insight check for me.
Inside I can do.
As you're talking, Miss Holly, you guys are both looking at the Haringons protecting the staircase. You're far enough away that anything you say would stay between you guys, as long as you keep your voice down a little bit. But you're kind of watching the Haringons as you're talking, and you get the feeling that they're very defensive, not offensive. They're there to protect the staircase in their city, and you guys just walked up on them, so they don't particularly mean you any harm per se, but they will definitely defend themselves and their city to the death if they need to.
I just look at Michelangelo and kind of tell him, like, should we trust this fully?
Um, I'm gonna give you the shrug, like I don't know, and then I'm actually gonna walk over there towards the guards.
I'm gonna look at Sir Fluffy Butt and say, just be on the outlook. If I jump on top of you and I tell you to run, we're running.
He narrows his eyes and snorts knowingly.
As you
And pisses glitter where he's doing that, because I want him to piss glitter at some point. Just throwing that out there.
I'm
So
pretty sure unicorns fart glitter, they piss rainbows. There's a difference.
this one will piss glitter. Okay?
Okay,
In
he
Holly's
he
mind.
will piss glitter and fart rainbows. We will swap it up. That's
Okay,
canon now.
there you go. That's what Holly wants to see. Okay.
As Michelangelo, you step forward, you start walking towards the Herringons, and they put themselves in a more braced posture. And halt! Stop right
Okay.
there!
I'm
Who,
going
who are
to
you?
walk up to him and give the palms up, put it or not palms up, but palms down, kind of waving downwards.
As you take that next step forward with the gesture, one of the Herringons reels back its spear and launches it. It lands in the ground right in front of your feet. And you look down at it and look back up, and by the time you've looked back up, he's reached back to grab another spear off a rack, and he's got it ready. Stop!
Okay,
I
and
said stop!
I'll stop, and then I'm gonna take my nunchucks off my side, show him my nunchucks, and I'm gonna set them down on the ground, and then do the hand gesture again. And then look back at Miss Holly and give her the head nod, like, come
Yeah.
on.
I'm gonna send a message to this little person, and I'm gonna say, "We mean no harm. We met with Richie, and he said that we could come here and he would greet us.
There's
Do not attack us. I would attack back, and it won't be pretty."
you hear a response. There's no Richie here. Whoever you met named Richie lied. There's no Richie that lives here.
Richie, or was it Ricochet?
And then I
Out of
say, "It
character.
was Ricochet. I call him Richie. Where is him? Find him. Bring him here. He knows us."
You see them relax just a little bit. Ricochet who?
Ricochet. He knows us. We approached him. He told us to come here. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him.
Give me
Yeah,
his
I'm gonna look.
full title. Nobody goes by just Ricochet here. What's his name?
I'm gonna look at Miss Holly and point at my lips and do a bow thing.
Hickory guy.
Pam, make an insight check.
You know,
Hey, this is what
It's
you get
it's
for traveling with somebody. Okay,
who can't speak.
she
Yeah.
understands. Go ahead and speak plainly, Mike.
Tell him that he was hunting.
he was hunting, and he came, like, we just ran into each other. We were there minding our own business, and he approached us, and we introduced ourselves, and he let us know that he was living in this huge mansion looking tree, and that we will be welcome if we came here, and we're just trying to find help. We mean no harm.
We have lots out hunting, but he would have given you his full name if he invited you here. What was his full name?
Can we try and remember that?
Yeah, let's try to. I don't remember his last name. Can we remember that?
Yeah, you would have remembered his last name is Hardhide.
That.
I should have made you roll for it, but
That's what I was waiting for.
I'll give this one to you. Let
Make us roll for it.
Pam, let this be a beginner's lesson in note taking during D&D. Names can be important. Very important. Especially when they point out that their name is important.
Holly's just playing Holly.
Understood.
Her little Holly self.
Her last name was Hardhide.
Well, that person. Rabbit.
Okay. So you
We came
you give the guards
across.
her full name and you see them completely relax. Stand back up, spear butts in the ground.
And then I say, "I'm sorry I said this wasn't going to end well. I just happened to
That's
rage
it wasn't
sometimes." And
it it wasn't gonna end well for you either. And he kind of gestures up with his spear, and as you look up, you can see probably 30 more Herringons sitting in different posts up in the tree, all with combinations of bows and slings and spears at the ready.
I just
with
look at my
Micah.
card and I say, they don't know I can turn them on fire and make them barbecue, but that's okay. Let's continue.
Yeah, I just look up and giggle.
Can't be too careful these days, though. But of course, he sent word. You're more than welcome. Your names, if you would, please.
Oh, yes. I'm Miss Holly. This is Sir Fluffy Butt. And this is Michelangelo.
And I bow.
They both give you a respective bow. You're free to enter the city. Make sure you pace yourselves. It's a long way up if you don't have good, strong hind legs.
I'm gonna point at my nunchucks and give the okay symbol.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm okay too. But do we see it? What does it look like?
As you make the gesture, Michelangelo, they give you like a, of course, bow.
Okay.
Pam, you look up into the tree. Make a perception check.
I'll pick it up while she's doing that.
Lovely.
You don't see any sign of actual civilization in the tree. You just see this hundreds of feet tall tree with a spiraling staircase wrapped around it, leading up into the branches and the foliage of the tree itself.
I just look disappointed. Like, we came here for no reason. I'm saying that to myself as I'm walking in, like, this is not what I was picturing in my head.
You guys are going to start your journey upwards?
I'm gonna stop, look at the guard, and I'll point at him. And I'll point it up at the tree, and I'm gonna do a big shoulder, try and make myself look bigger. I'm out of character. I'm trying to get him to understand that I want to see the big boss, his leader. I'm not sure if I'm relaying that very well, though.
Takes a
But
minute. He looks a little confused. Well, by now word of your arrival has met, and you'll be greeted by the envoy when you get topside. Like I said, just pace yourselves. It's quite the climb.
Sir Fluffy Butt is going to flex his hind legs as he walks by.
The staircase is wide enough for him to go up. It's just going to be a little slow going, is all. And with that, we are going to jump back over to the Lyra, to Willie, Yerndris, and Fitz. We are in the second half of the day. What are you guys up to while the rest of them are walking up the stairs?
Probably eating this really good venison stew.
Rub it in.
Willie
Cool.
makes a mean stew. You got a little venison, a little chicken. You use some of the whale blubber to like thicken it up, so it's got a gravy to it. It's fucking bomb.
Just rub it in. And Miss Holly left when they want to make the good stuff.
Oh, do we think we could move these two pieces of the ship back together at all?
So the ship didn't split in half. It's missing a section of itself. So if you were to just finagle the pieces back together as is, you would have a significantly shorter ship than what you had before.
I mean, is the girth going to be the same? Because I feel like that's what's really important.
As you look around and you see the dwarves kind of doing their thing, you see that they're still working on clearing out the debris. It's going to be a multi-day job to get the debris cleared before any steps can be taken towards reassembly and construction.
Okay, well, I guess I will just assist them doing that then. Seems like a good.
Anybody assisting athletics at advantage, just for progress sake. Yerndris, awful quiet over there. I know you're doing the sad boy Saturday thing, but what you got going on with us?
Just his typical. He's gonna continue to go into Godric's bedroom and pray every so often. to Apollo.
Okay. Go ahead and roll another D100 for me for today's prayer. Okay. You say the prayers, not expecting a response, but you don't get anything.
Yeah.
You feel better that you're trying to do something, but you don't get any type of response.
Okay.
Other than that, you've spent the sessions today training Hamish. That's taken up a good portion of your time.
Yeah.
With those athletics checks, you guys make much better progress today. I think the good warm meal and kind of feeling less oh fuck with the hunting trip that morning. You guys are definitely more in it today, and you make some really good progress in getting things moved.
Yeah, I'm satisfied with that.
That's a good point, Mike. You and Pam got enough sleep that the previous night to be equivalent to a short rest, so you won't take a level of exhaustion for the day. But you did not get a long rest, which is why nothing happens with Michelangelo.
Okay. No, I was just worried about exhaustion. That was why.
No, you're good. Uh, Eric, Jeremy, and Max, anything else you guys want to cover through the second half of the day before I jump back over to Pam and Mike?
No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I ain't got anything either.
Okay, too easy. Miss Holly, Sir Fluffy Butt, and Michelangelo. You all arrive at the top of the tree. It takes you probably the better part of 2 hours to get up this tree. It is a long haul up. It is rough. But you get up finally, and you see this gorgeous treetop village. Herringons of all sizes and different colored furs running around. It's not super huge. You can kind of see the area you're in that the staircase took you to is kind of equivalent to a town square. And this is like the marketplace. This is where all the Herringons come. They're trading different types of food and supplies, equipment, whatever it may be. And then you can see these other roads off the side, and those kind of go out to the suburbs, so to speak. And that's where you see like little village huts with the small families running around. Um, but it's definitely one of the cuter things you have seen in the last 3 months of your travel.
Harley just looks like she just walked into like La La Land, like Fantasyland, and then she just looks at Michelangelo and Fluffy, but like, this is so cute, you guys. This is such a pretty little place.
Michelangelo's just
And
gonna
then she
giggle.
snaps out of it real quick, and she's like, "Okay, let's see if we can talk to some of those families and maybe ask for any help and see if anybody can possibly help us." But look how cute everything is. She's just like overwhelmed with like the cuteness of it.
Straight white girl, right in keeping with it. Chat's been blowing you up as the white girl of the session. So, but yeah,
That's who Carly is.
you take a step forward, and almost all of the Herringons at one point or another, as you're kind of walking into the center, stop and look at you, and it's a very confused look. It's a what are you? Not a what are you doing here, but a what are you sort of look. Um, not as much for you, Miss Holly. They kind of look at you and they're like, "You seem off," but then they notice Michelangelo and they're like, "What the fuck?"
I just grin.
Very, very confused looks coming from everybody. But you see from the opposite end of the courtyard. Um, all the tokens look the same because I wasn't going to make 50 different ones. But you see coming from this hut over here, comes down the stairs and starts circling around over to you here. Uh, Definitely an older looking Harangon. You can tell originally had like a black fur with white stripes on it, is now very much graying, covering the majority of its body, signifying old age. Comes walking up to you with a walking staff. You must be the ones that Ricochet said would show up. The pleasure. Please come. Welcome to the Beasthide Burrows. It's an honor to have such esteemed visitors amongst us. We don't usually accept such. Please come.
Say to them real quick, like, I'm sorry, I don't mean no disrespect. We're really kind of in a hurry and we're very pleased with your welcome. We need to try to find as much help as possible to get our ship back up and running. Do you think anybody here will be able to assist us? If not, I don't mean no disrespect again, but we cannot be wasting any time.
I'll tap on Miss Holly's shoulder.
We heard you, Mike. I'm waiting for her to respond to you.
Yeah, and me too.
Okay. Yes.
I'll put my finger to my lips and fangs and put my thumb across my throat.
Make an insight check, Pam.
You know, lovely.
Yeah, you have no idea what he's talking about.
I look at him like, did I say something wrong?
Okay, I'll
As you,
I'm gonna pull out the telepathy again and just say the where things, killing the where things.
as this is happening, the elder Harangon steps forward. Listen, I know you mean no disrespect, and I mean none either, but we have a very esteemed way of our society, and I would love more than anything to say it's a deal and send you on your way because you help us, we help you. That's how it works. The quicker you get to it and whatnot. But I need to show the village and the folk that live here that you meet you mean to build trust. So I promise to not keep you here any longer than is what is absolutely necessary. But I do need you to enter the village because without the trust of the village, I can't convince any of them to assist you. So
I say,
if you please, I just need you to come in and follow me.
I shrug
I
and
say
nod my
to
head.
Michelangelo, like, it seems fair. Let's give 5 minutes of our time. And yes. And then I say, yes, of course. I understand if, we need to trust each other. And yes, totally understandable. Thank you for understanding.
Thank you so much for understanding. And steps back and clears her throat. Oh, wonderful! Of course, yes. Please follow me, and shows you across the town to her hut. Miss Holly, I need you to roll a straight d20 for me.
I know begins.
Don't make
11.
the magic go wild here, please.
As you enter the hut, all three of you can see various items and articles on shelves on the table that are, we'll say, curiosities. And when you step into the room, Miss Holly, you get that wild twitch up your spine, and it starts at your tailbone. It runs all the way up to the base of your head, and you can feel the surge coming, and you're able to just
Oh,
shake it off like a shiver.
it's a mage tower all over again.
And you
No.
take that deep breath and I'm okay. And when you
Usa.
open your eyes from your woosah moment, you see the elder Harangon kind of. Are you all right, dear?
No, no.
I,
I'm just.
I'm terribly sorry.
I,
I hope nothing offended you. I mean none. Is everything okay? Is there anything I can do?
what are these curiosities?
They're everywhere.
Well, what are they? What do they look like? Boxes, rocks. What are we talking about?
We're talking about just about everything. This place is like an overpacked, and I mean overpacked museum of just random shit everywhere.
Stones, dolls, pictures, you name it,
And
chess.
we're talking like Native American emblems, modern day emblems,
Yeah.
makeshift weapons,
Can I do an
vials of
Arcana
Hoarder
liquid.
check?
status.
There's a bookshelf full of random vials of liquids. I mean, it's the entire place is just filled with
Okay.
stuff.
Can I do an Arcana check?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's all magical.
Yeah, let me just USA for a moment.
You close your eyes again for a second to kind of sense where the weave is coming from in the room. It's fucking everywhere.
Do I sense anything negative?
That would be a specific spell you have to cast, like a detect good and evil type thing. Your basic arcana check, you can just determine if there's something magical around you, which you're not sure if everything is magical, but you are sure that there is a lot of magical stuff in here.
Can I do a history check to see if I can gather anything that I might be familiar with?
Yeah, go ahead. Nothing's really ringing a bell. You see a lot of different what appears to be like religious or cultural emblems, but none of them signify anything you're familiar with.
Can I do an investigation check?
What are you investigating? Or what are you investigating for?
I'm investigating for anything that might be negative and make us feel that we should not be here because what we might get out of it.
Go ahead and make an investigation check. See if anything gives you a bad vibe.
Right.
There's some things that kind of make you go, I would have gone a different way with the design on that. It's not very visually appealing, but nothing outright gives you the this is fucking bad vibe.
Okay. So then I will just
It's like
look and
it's
just
like some things make you feel a little uneasy, but nothing signifies as this is bad.
okay. So then I'm just like, no. I'm okay. Apologies. We never been in through this situation or area or atmosphere before, so I'm just kind of exploring in my own ways where we are around right now.
Yeah, I understand. It's quite all right. Please have a seat. And she gestures to the seats around the table, which is part of the tree carved
I
out.
was gonna say, looks like I'm already on one, so I'm just gonna sit down on it.
Okay. There's a teapot of some sort sitting there on the table, and she pours 3 cups out of it. And it in trust building, of course, I must signify that I mean you no harm, and drinks her glass and sets it back down and refills it and goes, if you wish to have some, please enjoy. It is a locally grown herb to make a tea out of. If you choose not to, I fully understand, as we have not known each other but mere moments.
Can I use my medicine or nature or even my like alchemy, which isn't exactly a skill, to try and
Alchemy would take
deter?
time. I would say you can use investigation, medicine, or nature if you're proficient with it.
Okay, yeah, I'll do medicine then,
Okay.
J- just to make sure it's
Safe.
on the up and up. Yeah, 22.
Uh, you recognize the scent as kind of resembling a peppermint tea.
Oh,
All indications show that it's very minor in terms of medicinal properties, but there's nothing wrong
okay.
with it for what you can tell.
So here's the way I picture this. I pick up the cup, I kind of smell it, kind of take in the scent a little bit, maybe give that inquisitive look a little bit. And then once I realize all of this stuff, I'm going to smile, hold the cup up to Miss Holly, and I'm going to drink it.
I look at him like,
As you set your cup back down, she fills it back up. She's, please don't feel obligated, just in case you want more.
I'm okay. Thank you.
I guess we'll get down to business. Ricochet had mentioned you need help with a ship that somehow ended up on land.
Yes, we
You know,
need
ships
assistance.
are meant for the water, not the land, right? Like that's probably your problem. Is it's on land.
I'm gonna
Well,
I'm gonna put my hand out towards Miss Holly and put my hand out towards the hair, and I'm just gonna put my hands together.
we kind of have an incident that nobody was suspecting, and we ended up, yes, in land, unfortunately. This is the reason why we're trying to get help, because we can try to fix our ship, but of course it's going to take us longer than if we had any helping hands, and depending on the
She
terms.
interrupts you. Oh, I am so terribly sorry. My age, my brain, my I am so terribly sorry. We didn't finish the formalities. I didn't even introduce myself to you. I am the village elder. They call me Madam Pompey. Madam Pompey Hardhide. I am so terribly so this age is getting to me. And your names, if I recall correctly, Miss Holly, as she looks to Michelangelo, and Michelangelo, as she looks to Miss Holly, and oh, you could mistake Sir Fluffy but the unicorn. Hello, I haven't seen one of you since I was a youngling.
I'm just gonna shake my head no and do the finger swapping thing.
I'm gonna look. You pumpy?
Yes, Madam Pompey. And terribly
Puppy.
sorry about the mix-up, Miss Holly, as she glances to you, Pam, and Michelangelo. But Mr. Fluffy Butt out there, quite lovely, quite the specimen. I swear I haven't seen one since I was a youngling. It's been so long. Everybody called me crazy, but
You
I swear
seen
I saw it. Well,
like fluffy butt?
unicorns are here in the Fey realm. This is where they originate from, but they're very rare. There's not many of them that are still alive. Oh,
Yeah, well, this one is.
I see. I see. She's completely taken by the wondrous view of Sir Fluffy Butt in this moment. But snaps
He
out of
is
it after a moment and just, terribly sorry. I interrupted you again, dear. Please continue.
Can we meet the rest of the community?
I mean, you're welcome to meet whoever you want, so long as you're welcome here. But I was under the impression you were here to work out some sort of deal in exchange for assistance in repairing the ship. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Well,
But if we're
then
gonna be work,
then you're in the right place. You want to be speaking to me, dear. If you want a formal arrangement between the village and yourselves, your party or group. Do you all have a name, by the way?
I'm Miss
Oh,
Holly.
not you individually, dear. Your group. What do you call yourself? Something?
I'm gonna look at her. I don't trust her enough to tell her more information than what I want to give at this point.
Okay. She gets in. She'll say, "Sorry for poking it. I'm just trying to ease tension. I'm a little nervous. It's been a rough life. You can understand here.
So let me ask you, how long have you been here?
I've been here my whole life.
In this community?
I've lived here my whole life. Yes, I was born just over the bridge with the
Oh,
rest of the hardhides.
you're local like everybody
Oh
else.
yes, absolutely. We have three tribes here in Beasthide Burrows. There's the Hardhides. That's where I come from, and there's the Beasthides over there, and there's the Spot Hides off to the southwest. They kind of keep to themselves, except for the intermingling as is required.
So they don't cause trouble?
Oh no, we're all one great community. They're a little uppity. They think they're better because they have spots and the rest of us have stripes.
Okay, understandable. What would you want in exchange? What would you want from us if you help us?
Well, I understand you've had a slight run in with the lichens, which seem to be causing us big problems. We've we've lost almost half of our population across the continent in the last six, probably 6 months now. Yes, coming up on 6 months. Uh, we do what we can, but they're much faster and much stronger than us, and they come out of seemingly nowhere. I don't know what to even make of it, to be honest. But if there's any assistance you could possibly answer for them, we could tell you where they used to exist and live when
Uh,
the treaty was intact, and if you can do anything to get it to stop, we'd be more than happy to provide laborers to assist in your ship rebuild.
I look at Miss Holly. I'll shake my head, and then I'll do a little circle motion, and do the little throat thing, and put little things on my mouth,
That
and put
confused
my
me.
thumbs
Go
up.
ahead and roll an insight check, Pam.
Right. At disadvantage.
Oh yeah, no, hey,
At
look, we're gonna do
disadvantage
this.
because the DM is confused. No, that's okay. 25. Go ahead and speak plainly, Mike.
All right, so I'm gonna be like, yeah, no, we can all kill the lichen.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay. So if say yes, we could definitely take care of that for you as long as you're able to assist us with any labor that we might need, any help that you can provide us. We can definitely take care of that for your community. Yes, yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. We can get down there and start working immediately if that's when you're going to set off. I'm assuming you don't have any other business to attend to, but
Oh, I'll put my finger up, the number one.
yeah, yes, dear.
I'm gonna do the sleep motion and point down, like sleep here.
Oh yes, if I'm sorry if it's not too much trouble. It's been a couple rough times for us. Would you mind if we can just rest for a little bit and then we can go
Oh,
back and then we'll start labor if you don't mind, please.
absolutely. If you're going to help rid us of this infestation scouring our continent, I'd be more than happy to offer my downstairs chamber to you.
Oh, that would be so nice.
Of
Well,
course.
lady, that's not the ride we're looking for.
I was thinking it, but I didn't say it. Absolutely, more than we could do. But there is one matter we must discuss. Obviously, there needs to be some form of payment for services offered. Now, I offer we can get to work on your ship right away while you're out trying to end the scourge, but in the event that you're unable to perform on the matter, what do you have to offer as payment for the labor?
Payment are we talking about?
I'll put my hand towards my mouth like food.
The, the great
We
treaty
can feed
provides us
you.
more than enough food than we can ever need. Unfortunately, food
Okay,
isn't
let's talk
something we can offer.
business. How? What are we talking about payment?
I, I don't know. The only thing we particularly need at the moment is help with the lichens, but in the event that you can't help us with that, we're open to negotiation, but I don't know what services you can offer, materials you may be able to offer as an alternative. I
Services. We only have food we can provide you at this time.
you don't have any. As you can see, I'm quite the collector of arcane objects. Anything you might possibly trade for the services?
I'm looking through my inventory sheet
I,
out of character.
no, you're open. While you
How,
guys are
how
looking,
long does it? How long does it take to actually brew a potion?
8 hours.
Oh, okay.
I think I
Never
put
mind.
that in one of the notes there. But while you guys are looking
Yeah.
through your inventory sheets real quick, let me jump back over to the ship, the crew at the ship. We're coming up on about supper time at this point. Any change, any difference, anything with you guys? Nothing from
Still,
Mark.
still doing my praying and whatnot.
Okay. Anything from you, Jeremy? He might have stepped away for a moment.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, wait. So if we're gonna sleep here, yeah, I could try and whip something up because you put in the notes that I could do this during a long rest.
Yes, I did. So when you get to
Yeah.
that point, absolutely, we'll go through the motion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeremy, you still there?
Yeah, I'm gonna sorry for some reason my mic was messed up.
No, it's all right.
I am going to set up some snares for the night.
Okay. What size snares? What are you trying to catch with them?
I'm gonna set up some
Rabbits.
larger ones for because I'm kind of doing this partially as a security thing. Like they'd be large enough to catch a man-sized creature, but also a deer if one came by. And then probably some smaller ones for various little varmints and critters.
Okay. Yeah, with a 17, you make fairly easy work of it. You're confident in your snares that you set around. With the 17, you're able to cover the majority of the area opposite the stream from the ship, kind of in like a half circle, maybe 100 yards out, far enough away from the ship that animals might come in, but not too close that they'd be scared away by any noises y'all are making.
Okay. Yeah, that's about all I got.
Okay. And we will jump back over to Michelangelo and Miss Holly. Now that
Okay.
you've had a
So
chance to look through your inventories.
yeah, I have one healing potion in my inventory. I am going to take that out and set that on the table and kind of motion towards it.
Phone.
Yeah, I am.
She
Okay.
picks it up and kind of takes the stopper off and tips it over with her paw covering it and puts a little dab on her tongue. And this is This is quite a good grade. Did you make this yourself, dear?
I smile and nod my head.
That's quite lovely. I mean, it's not any more efficient than any standard brew. I mean, no disrespect towards your craft, of course. This is lovely crafted. Uh, how many would you be able to provide?
I kind of do the I don't know shrug.
It's hard to work on a deal with I don't know.
And I motion towards you and point towards my head. Like, what do you think?
I mean, it really depends on how long it would take to fix the ship. Based on the report I got from Ricochet, we'd be looking at 30 able-bodied individuals, probably over the course of 2 or 3 weeks to complete. Be looking at maybe 30 of these for each week.
Um, I'll kind of do the reluctant nod and put my thumb up.
Out of character, just so we're clear, that would be about 90 standard healing potions.
Well, I mean, I got to start looking for some mushrooms, but see what I can do. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Of course, if you have anything else to offer, we could supplement these, and it would be. I understand 90 is a lot, but it is what it is. If you could supplement it with anything, and of course, this is all in the event that you can't help us with the lichen problem. And she
See, that's
turns
kind of what I'm betting on is we'll take care of the lichens, but
turns to Miss Holly. Were you able to think of anything, dear? Anything you might be able to put down as cloud? I'm not taking it now, of course, but anything you may be able to offer in the event that, unfortunately, there's just nothing you can do in regard to the lichens.
Healing potions is what we can offer you, which are very helpful in case that you do get an attack. It can heal you.
Well, of course it can. I'm well aware of that. I'm just working out.
However, I must say, and I don't mean no disrespect, the lack of faith that you have in us, you shouldn't.
And
We will be able
my
to
dear
get rid of
lady,
this.
it is not on lack of faith. It is on trust of receipt is all it is. I don't know you.
I'll
I don't know your ability. I have all hope that you will accomplish the task, but we must be prepared with proper payment in the event that you can't complete the task. Uh,
I'm
Hopefully
gonna
you
look at
understand.
Miss Holly and do the hands down thing and telepathy. I'm gonna say we're all new here.
And I'm gonna say, I understand. Unfortunately, we don't have much to offer you other than food and healing
My sweet
potions.
dear, there's more of that you can offer than I think you realize. Your cloak, for
Oh,
example.
tell me what. Then you tell me what it is.
Well, I took a note of it, and I'll be honest, and I must apologize. I did perform some magic detection just now, and I note that your cloak has an aura to it. Is there something peculiar about it?
No,
Well, then you must not be aware because it definitely has an arcane aura about it. There's something to it. If you wish, I could identify it so that you know what it does. Again, I'm not asking for
please.
that specifically. I'm just saying anything curiosity wise, I'd be willing to accept as alternative if we get to that point. But I need to make sure you have enough to cover the excuse me, to cover our end of the bargain in the event that you can't cover yours.
You seem more to know about me than what I do about myself. Please go ahead. Tell me.
Of course. And she rolls her paw around. You see it kind of glow with a blue. And after About a minute. She's ah, fairly standard, but quite rare in these parts. Your cloak offers you extra protection. It's got a magical enchantment to it that makes it a little harder for you to get hurt. That's definitely worth something around these parts. I mean, for the size of us herringons compared to your size, we could easily make that cloak into five. That would definitely be worth a week's labor right there.
I look at Michelangelo and Sir Fluffy Butt.
It seems your ring has the same kind of enchantment to it as well. Again, I'm not suggesting you offer those. I'm just making sure you have things you might be willing to offer if that event arises. Uh, Without promise of payment of such, are we confident that you would be willing to offer curiosity or arcane items in exchange for the labor?
I look at Michelangelo and Sir Fluffy Butt. Are we willing to do that?
You're muted, Mike.
That's why I'm like, yes. I keep saying, yeah. I'm nodding my head yes. I am nodding my head yes.
Okay, okay. Then I look at her and say, yes, but I am confident enough to say that it won't have to reach to that point. But if we don't,
She kind of taps her walking staff down as she stands. Goes, lovely, and I have all confidence that you'll assist us with the lichen problem, and I'm glad we could reach terms that you'd be willing to offer us arcane or curiosity items in exchange for the work in the event that something happens and you're just not able to. Now, of course, you both look, all three of you look very tired and need the night's rest. I will be happy to show you to my quarters below, where you may rest for the evening before doing what you must, of course. Is there anything else you need to discuss before I show you below?
yes, thank you for your hospitality. And again, I'm sorry if we come across untrustworthy, but we kind of do not know each other. So I don't seem to be rude or not trusting enough, but
It's
we're both.
perfectly understandable, dear. I understand wholeheartedly, and believe me, you wouldn't be up here right now if it weren't for Ricochet's word. So if you ever see her again, you can thank her. She's the sole reason why you all are here currently.
Thank you, thank you. And I must say, this community is absolutely beautiful. It has been the most prettiest community
Well,
I have
thank
seen in a
you.
very long time.
Thank you, of course. If you have time in the morning or whenever before you depart, I'd love to give you the grand tour of the village. It takes a little bit of time to walk. There are quite a few of us, but I'd love to show you through.
See, we'll see after we get a good night's sleep, I hope.
Of course, I'd be happy. And if there's nothing else, she will take you down below to the quarters. Um, you can see as you enter, it's a pretty humble hut. There are no curiosities in this area, um, but there is a bunk style bed rack made out of tree branches. Unfortunately, Sir Fluffy Butt has to stay outside. There is a little stable area for him. He just won't fit into the hut where the sleeping area is. But she shows you in, and she gives you some blankets and puts out some food. Nothing too fancy. Mostly fruits and a little bit of kind of a bread, more of a pita than actual bread. But she puts it out as well as a bucket of water. And says, yeah, hopefully this will suffice for the evening. And if you need anything else, I'll be up above. I'll spend the night there to give you your privacy. Uh, Please don't hesitate to follow. You are our honored guests, and hopefully soon to be our village and continent saviors. Anything we can do to make you more comfortable.
Thank you. We really appreciate it.
Give a little grin and bow.
And she bows back very humbly and then exits. Before you guys get into any conversation you two want to have, jump back to the ship. We are now evening time, just before sleep. Anything you guys want to do in preparation other than setting watch?
No, that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, just get some rest.
Okay.
Everybody's gonna get rest.
Coolio. We're going to jump back over to Mike and Holly then. Anything you guys want to do before you turn in for the night? And are you setting a watch for the night?
Set a watch and I'm gonna stay awake. And I'm gonna let Michelangelo and Fluffy Butt sleep.
Okay.
I'm intending on putting together another potion during my long rest. It would appear, according to my inventory, I have plenty of materials for that.
Let me pull that up. Okay, so it is going to be. So you're going to roll a d20 and add your proficiency bonus to it. And what kind of potion are you trying to make?
Just a potion of healing.
Okay, so that's a DC 10 on that.
It helps if I actually put it in a. Oh yeah,
Okay.
16.
Yeah, so you.
Proficiency would put it at a 20.
Yep. So you spend the evening back and forth between resting, sleeping, and brewing this potion, all the preparations. Come morning, you will have a successfully brewed and bottled potion of healing. So you can go ahead and add that to your inventory.
Okay, just a basic one.
Yep, just a basic one.
Got it. Okay, so essentially, I just made myself the one that I gave away, so that works.
Oh, she didn't take that. You got that back.
Oh, I left it on the table.
Oh, she just checked it and gave it back. She wasn't taking anything in this moment.
Oh, okay. Well, then I will put it on my inventory then.
We're going to open it up to the entire group because we're down to the last 100 or 120 or so seconds here. Anything anybody want to do on this long rest?
Can I send a message to Yendris, even though I am in super, super far away?
Let me read the details of that spell real quick. So the range on that is 120 feet.
God damn it.
So that's a no. Because you guys are probably close to like 50 miles away.
I don't have anything to send a message to the ship.
I don't think so.
No, I don't. Okay. Never mind.
No.
I wanted to give him a heads up like, hey, we got help. We're coming back soon.
And telepathy, you need to be able to see the creature. So that one, yeah, no. Unfortunately, you don't.
Okay.
You guys don't have anything. But we'll open up to the last group. Less than a minute till midnight here. Anybody got anything else they want to do?
Get some rest.
Yeah.
I have nothing.
Yeah, no, just pretty much eating and working right now.
Okay. We are going through that. Last thing we will do before we stop the stream, since a long rest is occurring, Mike, roll a straight d20 for me. Okay. Pam, you'll notice throughout the night that in the moments when Michelangelo is sleeping, He does that kind of blinking glow where he kind of fades out of reality just a little bit and then snaps back and fades out and snaps back, and come morning he'll wake up and he is still there as Michelangelo. Um, Everybody, including Miss Holly, while sleeping, has the dream, the traveling dream through the forest, over the mountains, through the swamp and the forest, and stopping at the labyrinth.
Do we all see each other in that dream, or we'll just see each other individually as one?
You guys do not see each other. You think you are the only one having that dream.
Okay.
With that, if nobody has anything else, we are gonna go ahead and call it for the night. That was a hell of an episode, in my opinion. I had a freaking blast RPing all that.
I
I'm just
assume we're
upset I
all
didn't
level
get a
11
taste
when
of
we wake up.
freaking stew, man. One
Yeah,
time
it was pretty good.
I didn't
that
understand
stew.
what Eric or Jeremy said there.
I said I assume we all wake up and we're level 11.
Nah.
No.
Oh man.
No, unfortunately not. Unfortunately not.
I enjoyed it. It was good. I like killing the deer. My animalistic speed.
Yeah, I was very impressed with yeah, never actually seen anything chase down a deer and bite its head off before.
That was definitely a curveball for sure.
If they have like a gift shop, I'm gonna get something for Gendras.
It's called the Blacksmith. They sell knives and swords.
Hey, that will do.
You
Ooh,
guys
maybe
didn't.
there's a Spencer's.
I will take a moment to kind of describe what you would have seen walking through the village a little bit better. I'm sorry, kind of crunching it out. You would have seen right when you walked in there down to the left, you would have seen a hut with a lot of herbs hanging from it. A general look at it, you would have thought that that's kind of a herbal hut. You know, they go out and pick herbs and vegetables and such and bring them back for remedies or food purposes and whatnot. The building to the south of the one you guys are in is closed up and boarded, so you're not able to determine what that is. And the one to the northeast of where you are is that's the blacksmith. So you can see a big billow of smoke coming up out of the back of the building, and then in the front you kind of see the sales bench with various weapons, mostly wooden craft weapons, but they, like spears, so they have metal tips to them, but the majority of the equipment is wood based. And then that building to the right when you walked in, so just above that entryway you all walked in on, that is a tavern of sorts, kind of a meet, sit, eat, drink, be merry on your shopping trip type location.
Might take some herbs for Willie to cook the chicken next time.
That might be something worth looking into for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and close off the stream. Thank you guys all for coming and watching. If you want, feel free to stick around. I'm going to send a raid to a random D&D channel here tonight and see what's up with them. So if you feel like sticking around and maybe expanding your Twitch horizons, feel free. Otherwise, we will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat place, in the world of rabbits, apparently. So goodbye and good night, and be safe, everybody. All right, I sent the raid. I don't know if they can still hear or see me. So why is everybody so quiet?
I don't know.
Don't ask me, man.
Good game tonight, guys.
I'm just trying to figure out how Fitz can pull Yendris out of his funk.
Nobody can. He's in his own little.
What you need to do is you have to shave off your head. Okay. You gotta got a little ash, kind of ashing it up, and just be like, "I can be Godric for you."
I
Oh Lord,
feel like that would get me stabbed.
I did not expect that to go the way it did.
Uh, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery.
True that. True that. How'd y'all feel about tonight's session?
That was cool.
Good, for sure.
Little rough when somebody decides to split the party, so I gotta like bounce back and forth, and you're kind of not doing anything while I'm on the other half of things. But I can only do so much when you decide to split the party. So
Yeah, I'm really enjoying the not talking aspect of this. Like,
there was a brief moment in like the first hour of today's session where you were doing some type of sign language. I was like, I thought the whole point of you doing this was so you weren't going to be dad. Like there was just a little bit of a vibe there for a second, and then it went away. So.
well, I like. I I wouldn't have expected Miss Pam to decide that Michelangelo was the one to bring for a conversation. But I mean, that's what she wanted, so I went with it.
Shit, she could have took me. She's like, the rabbit's like, "What do you have?" And I was like, "If you help us, I won't eat you."
It was more of Yendris wasn't really happy with Michelangelo, so I just felt it was kind of the right thing to take him with, just in case like he would throw flip and kind of keep, Fitz and Willie with him.
That's exactly
Sure.
what I was gonna guess at. Was she took you to get you away from Yendris so he could calm down a little bit. Which might work, and then you're gonna come back with Michelangelo and it's gonna start all over again.
Oh,
Right?
he's like 10 times more pissed that y'all just left without saying bye. Because he was in his room and he doesn't